Good evening, guys. Hello and welcome along once again to a Monday evening of racing with me, with Boy Vexed, it's Vexman, and the Aero League Racing's Tier 1 drivers in the Gt7 Championship. Round 16 is this, or is it 15? I'll check in just a second. I think it's 15. 60, he was right. I was right the first time. It is round 16. We're in round 4 now, Laguna seca. And there has been a change at the top of the standings. So BX Royal, after his outing last week, he's actually dropped to second place now. Only 12 points though behind Slim, who has moved up. That is Coldwell. He's moved up to first place, or Coleman. First place in the standings at the moment in the Porsche 911 GT3. He's on 95 points now. We've got BX Royal in second place on 83 points. Kep is in third place with 66 points, tied with Alessandro in fourth with 66 points. Racing Green not far behind though, only 1 point behind third and fourth. In fifth place with 65 points after his, he had an absolutely stonking race, didn't he, last week? Well, stonking round. He actually took the win in the sprint and then came second in the feature, so GG's to Racing Green. Perry now in sixth place with 48 points. We've got Kellen in seventh with 46. Elian is in eighth with 42. Zico in ninth place with 30 points. We got CMP in 10th with 30. Capel's in 11th with 29. Then we have Yannick in 12th with 29 also. We've got Carter in 13th with 26, Bad Robot is 14th with 23, then we have Gilles in 15th with 18 points, Danderman 16th with 7 points, and Owen bringing up the rear in 17th with 1 point. So in the team standards, we have Lexus leading the way with 132 points, then Porsche not far behind in second place with 121, Subaru BRZ currently third with 113, then we've got the AMG 20 in fourth place with 94 points. The Toyota Supra, or Toyota GR Supra, has 71 points. They've got fifth place at the moment. Honda NSX currently sat in sixth place. That's Racing Green just doing it on his own at the moment. 65 points for him. We've got the Mazda RX Vision lads on 48 points in seventh. Then the BMW M6 with 30 points in eighth. The Genesis X also on 30 points, so they're tied for eighth. And then the Corvette and the Toyota FT1 yet to make it out in this season. So we are just past 8 o'clock now. Qualifying should start shortly. We've probably had the message on the side there from BX Royal. There we go. We've got the message on the side there from BX Royal. We'll be starting soon. He's actually currently the fastest guy on track in this practice session. So Coleman actually only 1/10 off of him. But yeah, BX Royal putting in a 1:20.647 in this practice session. Can he carry that over into qualifying? Let's hope he can. Hopefully we see a better outing this evening from BX Royal. He had a really bad one, didn't he, last week? Not really sure what happened there. Maybe it was just the track car combo, as I think I touched on a couple of times. Perhaps the BRZ just not suited to that track. Then Racing Green, obviously, he made his debut, didn't he, 2 rounds ago. Absolutely stonking last round. He's hot on the heels. I think he's got his eyes set on the top 3 for sure. So yeah, he's going to be the guy to give Coleman and BX a run for their money. I'm sure, as we could see. Hello Ben, welcome along, buddy. Nice to have you on board. Hope you're having a good Monday. And Yannick as well actually looked really fast there in the practice session, as did Alessandro. I think we saw Kep up there as well with a decent time. We saw quite a few guys with decent times there. Hopefully Zico's changed them wets. He has actually changed the wets now. Didn't fancy them for the qualifying session. Them 4 guys fairly close to each other. Then we have Kep, Capel, Alessandro, Denz, Coleman, Perry, CMP, Gilles, Taz. So Taz may be making a debut this evening. Not too sure if he's a stand-in or not. He's actually come in the Honda NSX as well. So teammates with Racing Green. Hopefully able to pick up some decent points for the Honda lads. And then Kellen So we've only got 14 drivers this evening. So BX Royal actually starting his first time lap now. This is basically the first turn, isn't it? It's two, I think it's 2 turns actually. I think it's turn 1 and 2, and then into 3 now, officially. Up into 4. This one can be a little bit of a tricky one. You want to float it through there, but not hit the sausage and not float too far out on the exit there. All too easy to drift off onto the gravel. There's a nice bit of runoff though, so does slow you down a lot. But yeah, this track very infamous for the gravel runoffs. You can spend days out there. Another very tricky corner to get right, as BX has just shown. That's going to cost him a little bit on this flyer. I think he might just write this one off into the infamous corkscrew, or the world famous corkscrew. Everybody knows about it. And it's actually a lot more elevation to it than you can see here. Yeah, very technical track tonight for the lads. Very good track indeed though, if you can get it hooked up. So Zico actually going 1.3 seconds faster than BX in the Mazda RX Vision. Yannick actually moves up into provisional pole, and then Kep steals it off him by 4 tenths. So Kep has just put in a 1 minute 20.893. And in fact, BX Royal dropping down the order. We saw he had to write off that first lap though, didn't he? Zico actually now down to 5th place. So we've currently got Kep on provisional pole, with Coleman now in 2nd place. He's 1 tenth off the back of Kep. We've got Perry currently provisional 3rd, Yannick in provisional 4th, Zico down to 5th now. You've got Alessandro currently sat in provisional 6th place, with CMP there in 7th. Gapel is currently provisional 8th, with Gilles in 9th, Taz 10th. So he's managing to break into the top 10. Kellen currently sat in 11th place. Racing Green only over 122.465 so far. Maybe he's just trying to warm them tyres up. He's just put in 4 tenths personal best there through that sector, so he may improve substantially this time round. He's actually coming up to the start finish through the final turn now, up to the start finish as we speak. We'll have a look, see where he improves to. So actually only good enough for 8th at the moment. That's a 121.9. So maybe the NSX not very good around Laguna Seca perhaps, or perhaps he just doesn't want to show his true pace early on in this qualifying session. You never know. So Taz down to 11th place now, Kellen down to 12th, but BX Royal all the way down in 13th, and Denz bringing up the rear in 14th in the M6. He's actually 1.7 seconds off of BX, and BX had a really bad lap, so I don't think he's actually got in a, I don't think he's put in a good lap at the moment as Denz. I think maybe he's been a little bit hampered, possibly by traffic. We'll have a look in ahead of him. Can't see any more cars ahead, so maybe just trying to get that M6 hooked up at the moment. He's actually personal best by 300ths through that last sector. Stay on board with him through this next one and see what the next split is. So obviously I think it's Dan the man, isn't it? Dan not present this evening, so Den's having to rep the M6 on his own. Yeah, he's 1.9 seconds up through that last split. Oh, a little bit of a twitch there on the rear end. He wants to try and keep it nice and consistent. Actually, Zico has now moved up onto provisional pole. We'll have a look there. Oh, he's actually done a 120.870, so we'll have to see how much of a gap there is between him and Kep. I don't think there's a lot in it at all. However, Denz comes across the line and he moves up into 13th place with 122.485. So we're now 6 minutes into qualifying, obviously only a 10-minute qualifier. Oh, and Zico's binned it into the gravel. That is a tricky corner, especially when your tyres start wearing out. So Kep just coming out of the pits now. Alessandro already on track, but he's on an outlap. As is Coleman. CMP could be coming up to finish a fast lap now. He gets it nicely through there on the approach now to the corkscrew. And you kind of see the elevation through there. It's very, very steep ascent. CMP's current best only a 121.323, but at the moment that is good enough for 5th place, provisional 5th. So these guys now should be coming up to finish their outlaps. Let's have a look at Alessandro for a minute. He's been looking quite quick this evening. See if he can manage to improve. He's currently sat in 3rd place, so that's a decent place to be starting from. It has to be said. Zico now on his way out. So Kep will start in 2nd place at the moment, provisional 2nd place. There's the gap there between him and Zico. There's not a lot in it at all. Only 200ths at the moment. 1/10 between Kep and Alessandro, which, as you all know, by racing terms isn't a lot at all. And then 600ths between Alessandro and Coleman. Only 2/10ths in it between Coleman and CMP. And then only 400ths between CMP and Perry. So very, very, very close once again in this qualifying session. And Kep's actually just put in a purple sector there. Can he keep that going through this lap? His teammate is just ahead of him. On track. He was, I think that was Zico pulling over to the side there. BX he's currently down at the bottom bend. I think he's still yet to put in a proper fast lap. He was sitting pretty in practice. He was actually fastest guy in practice, but Zico at the moment is on provisional pole. And we've got 8 minutes and 50 on the clock. So nearly 9 minutes, so yeah, BX is going to have to put in the lap of his life at the moment. But so yeah, Kep, will he improve? Oh, and he doesn't. He's lost so much time there. He was definitely purple through one of them sectors. CMP currently still sat in provisional 5th, so not a lot of improvements at the moment. Racing Green, looking like he's on the back foot at the moment. So BX has just come across the line for 121, which has moved him up the order. Where has he? He's managed to slot his way into 5th place, a provisional 5th place currently for BX. Will he get another lap? This might be the last lap he gets to do. And he's actually purple through that sector, so BX currently trying to chase the pole. There's 3 attempts he has to find. Well, nearly 4 attempts there. Yeah, it's nearly 4 attempts he's got to find. We did see he did do I think it was a mid 120 in practice. We should see another split pop up in a minute. He's got to keep it nice and consistent here through the corkscrew. Look very settled indeed. And he's still purple by 300ths. I think he might start to pick up the slipstream of Gilles up ahead. That might help him pit the pole here. Zico's waited in the pits. He thinks he's done enough. And at the end there, BX with 3 attempts. 3 attempts to spare there. BX moves up into pole position. So Zico drops to 2nd place, but we've seen Zico have some good results from 2nd place, so we'll have to see how he carries it into the sprint race. Kep will start in 3rd. We've got Coleman starting in 4th, Alessandro in 5th, Perry will start in 6th, CMP 7th, Yannick 8th, Kellen 9th, Racing Green 10th, Capel 11th, Dens 12th, Taz will start in 13th, and Gilles will start in 14th place. What a lap that was there from BX. I think definitely he was picking up the slipstream towards the end there, which managed to help him gain a whole 3/10 over Zico. That was yeah, good stuff. That was what was it? 1 minute 20.566 there for BX Royal. And we saw he did a mid, didn't he? It was around there in practice as well. So well done BX, GG's. So that's going to stand him good for this sprint race. Will he be able to just run away with it though? I'm sure the lads will give him a run for his money. Okay. So the lobby has been reset. So I think we're just going to have to wait now for BX to order the grid. Because we've obviously had qualifying. I think there must have been some issue with perhaps with the lobby settings or... So we've had a message pop up on the side there from BX, and we're actually waiting for Xavi. So as soon as Xavi appears, I believe he'll be starting from the back, but we will have 15 drivers. So where is Xavi? Come on, Xavi. So see Taz making a debut this evening. Trying to help Racing Green get some points for the Honda lads. He had a bit of a shock as well, didn't he, last week, I think. Hopefully for a better round this evening. Kept the Lexus boys actually having a really good run at the moment. Alessandro in the sister Lexus. Do we have a Xavi yet? Obviously not. Come on, Xavi. So if you just joined, it's your boy Vexed. We are here, season 16, round 4 of the Aero League Racing's Gt7 Championship with the Tier 1 drivers. We're just waiting for Xavi. I'm sure he'll be here soon. Oh, Coleman with a big moment. Oh, that's what I was saying. That sausage will just unsettle the car. I think he clipped the sausage ever so slightly there, which, as I say, unsettled the car. Can be quite a dusty track as well. Racing will begin shortly, guys. So we've got the first race of the evening, the sprint race. VX will be starting from pole. CMP looking to make a 6/10 improvement on his personal best at the moment. He's into the 120s. 120.919. Hopefully be able to carry that into the race. Be able to give VX a bit of backup, maybe bring some decent points home for the BRZ guys. I think he got caught up in some shenanigans last week, didn't he? I think it was some... Oh, there we go. So Xavi is now in the room.
In Quayle in
Around. She says, do you think I can get the record for the most last places in quali and in Around? Well, you never know, Gilles. That could be an outstanding achievements award. Sure we can make something up. No, mate, like I've said before, it's one of them things, when you take some time out and stuff, it takes a little while to get back into the zone again. Especially if you've had an injury or something. And as I say, I've not raced on GT7 for a long time now, so... Anyway, we are here in the first race of the evening. It's going to be a 12-lapper. BX Royal lines up on pole, Zico in second place. Kep's there in third, we've got Coleman fourth, Alessandro fifth, Perry sixth, CMP seventh, and Yannick in eighth. And they're off. First race of the evening. There's a few positions being shuffled around already in the background there. BX Royal covers off the inside. Zico getting a really good getaway there. Almost. Well, he's trying to challenge for the lead already. And then we have a gaggle of cars behind. There's almost three wide. Somebody gets shuffled out wide. That's one of the Lexus has been turned around. I think it was Kep. Kep's going to be dropping down the order now. That's why you never want to go 3 wide into a corner. It's never gonna work out, is it? Meanwhile, BX is allowed to start stretching his legs a little bit. 7/10 over Zico. Now Zico's having to go defensive against Perry. Perry having to defend against Coleman as well. Coleman there in 4th place. Perry's actually made up a position, hasn't he? So that Porsche, again, not very good off the line there for Coleman. Coleman's having to work now to try and fight his way back through. We got Yannick there in 5th place. Alessandro is in 6th. We got Capel now in 7th. Taz up to 8th place there for Taz. Racing Green in 9th. Kellen now 10th, Xavi in 11th place. Xavi making up a few positions already. Gilles in 12th, Denz is in 13th, Kep in 14th, and CMP finds himself down in 15th place. CMP, what's going on? Meanwhile, BX has now got a 1 second lead over Zico. But it looks like Zico's starting to gain now, down probably the only straight on this track. On the approach now to turn 1. Benji says, poor Kep. Yeah, we didn't quite see what happened there. He just got shuffled out wide, didn't he? There was 3 wide coming out of the exit of turn 1, and he just came off worse. He was on the outside, so you don't want to find yourself on the outside on them 3 car shuffles. Zico started to gain now on BX. BX, it's not having an easiest getaway as he might have thought, so Zico has managed to reel that gap back into around 8 or 9 tenths. It's going to be interesting come the late stages of the sprint race to see how close that gap still is. It looks like BX has managed to get away coming up the approach now to the corkscrew. I think he was a little bit braver through the left-hander on the approach to the hill. You've got to be brave through there, haven't you? But Zico again, once again, reeling him back in. Zico now, though, with a 1.3 second lead over Coleman. Coleman, who's managed to get past Perry. Where's Perry gone? Perry has dropped behind Yannick now. Yannick now up to 4th place. Perry's down to 5th. Perry in a Mercedes AMG. What can he do? I'm not sure where that move came. He's got a nice gap over Capel. Capel now in 6th place, 1.7 seconds is the lead, or is the gap. And then Taz now up to 7th. So Taz making his way through the pack. Perry doing all he can to try and stay. All big moment there for Perry. He did well to hold on to that. Who was that behind? Was that Perry? We saw somebody have a massive slide on the rear end. It looked like, oh, it might have been Kellen behind Taz. I think it was turn 3. We'll Capel there with a bit of breathing space over Taz, who is now 7th place.
Stewart's room going to be busy.
I think the steward's room is going to be busy. As you say, Benji. Not too sure. We didn't quite see the whole thing, but I think CMP was obviously involved there somewhere as well. He's lost a lot of time as well. Taz manages to get it through the corkscrew nicely. He's starting to gain now on Capel. In fact, no, Capel seems to be stretching that lead. Oh, so we've got a bit of a battle forming here between Gilles, Kellen, and who was that? Kept trying to make his way back through the pack now once again. He's trying to go around the outside now of Gilles. That's opened the inside up to Kellen. Kellen unable to find his way through though. Then we have got Racing Green waiting in the wings there as well. Racing Green looking hungry. He looked uncomfortable, didn't he, in qualifying, and in fact his teammate somehow up to 7th place. So maybe Taz feels a little bit more comfortable around Laguna Seca. Oh, that was nice there. Gilles holds on to that 8th place. Kept tried to go for a move, didn't he, but unable to do so. And Racing Green actually getting the move done on Kellen. Now up to 10th place from Racing Green. Kellen is down to 11th. Kellen pushing Racing Green along now. Kellen looks up the inside. That's a brave place to be going for a move, it has to be said. Let's see if they all get through this next turn unscathed. And they do. Yeah, very, very hard turn, that last left-hander. Oh no! Kept getting it all out of shape there on the entry to the corkscrew, and in fact that compromised Gilles. Gilles had to slam the anchors on, didn't he? That's allowed Racing Green to get the move done. What a move there from Racing Green. And then, oh no, Kellen nearly into the back of Gilles. He's off into the gravel. Kellen.
Gilles hit Kep actually.
Gilles. Oh, so apparently there was a bit of contact between Gilles and Kep. Kep held it really well though, didn't he? Yeah, he's up to 8th. Trying to chase down Taz now in 7th place. But this is a bit of a battle forming here between Kep, Racing Green and Gilles. Gilles now back down to 10th place.
Not Racing Beaver.
Racing Beaver. I'll be no, I don't think so. So Racing Green is still trying to work on Kep. Kep's actually started to reel in Taz up ahead in 7th place. He's bringing these guys behind him along for the ride as well though. So we have Gilles now in 10th, Alessandro there in 11th place, CMP is back up to 12th place, Den's in 13th now, Xavi is in 14th and Kellen in 15th. So BX has actually managed to break away now from the rest of the field. 2.6 seconds is the lead now over Zico. Zico there in 2nd place. Coleman is trying to make a charge now though, isn't he? He's trying to get onto the back of Zico. It looks like he closed really well there through the braking zone. Lap 6 now of 12. Coleman almost broke into the 120s there on lap 4. Can he do it this time round? He might be able to.
With esports and Mondays, and I prefer esports format.
So Yannick now in 4th place. He's got 1.8 second gap up ahead to Coleman, but also a nice 1.7 second gap back to Perry as well. And then Perry with a nice bit of breathing space over Capale in 6th place in the GR Supra. Kep now back up to 7th. He's managed to make a bit of a comeback there after dropping all the way to the back of the field. And he had that moment again on his way through. He has managed to keep Racing Green at bay. Racing Green there in 8th place. Still unable to find his way back past Kep. Gilles holding on to 9th place now. Alessandro is 10th. Taz is now down to 11th. What happened to Taz? Taz maybe having a moment somewhere. CMP starting to gain in the BRZ. He's going to be able to make a few more positions. He could definitely see a couple there, can't he? It's only lap 7 of 12, so it looks like his tyres maybe a little bit better than some of the other guys around him. Den's doing well, holding on to that 13th at the moment though. He has got Xavi and Kellen not far behind him. And Xavi is starting to reel him in. He's bringing Kellen with him as well. So Benz might have a little defensive battle on his hands soon in the M6. Xavi drifts out onto the gravel there. Manages to hold it though. He was lucky not to get sucked off. Kellen almost with a switchback. He was looking for it, wasn't he? Fog in my throat. Kellen. Oh, he's going to have to go the long way round into the final turn. Maybe once again with a switchback. He's going to get a better run now on the approach to turn 1. He's alongside. He's going to have the inside as well. He's actually moved up to 14th momentarily. Is Xavi going to be better around the outside? And he does. He gets the move done. That was textbook there from Kellen. Unfortunately for him though, that gap has opened up ahead to Den's. Den's now 3.7 seconds up the road. It was around 2 before. However, BX Royal well and truly on a charge in the sprint race. He's got the fastest lap. Well and truly fastest guy on track at the moment. 1:20.595. That's very close indeed to his qualifying time. And now with a 4.8 second lead as well over Zico, back in second place. And Zico has got his hands full now. He's got Coleman breathing down his gearbox. Coleman obviously in the lead of the championship at the moment. He needs to try and get past BX. If he wants to keep the lead, it might swap once again. Zico doing really well at the moment though to keep Coleman behind him. He's just getting on the power a little bit earlier, I think, through some of the corners, just allowing him to keep that gap nice and consistent. Yeah, it's a very scary corner indeed, that left-hander on the hill approach, or the approach to the hill. But the top three now with a 3.7 second gap to the rest of the field. Yannick there in fourth place. It looks like he's managed to open up a bit of breathing space now between him and Perry. In fact, Perry only 8 tenths off the back of Yannick. Oh, Perry! That was lucky. Perry got it all a bit out of shape on the exit there. He's lost a couple of attempts, but he managed to keep the car going, so all is well. Lap 10 now, 12. He might still have enough time to reel Yannick in, but maybe having to settle for fifth. Capel now 2.1 seconds off the back of Perry. It looks like Capel's tyres are starting to die a bit of a death. Racing Green has now managed to find his way past Kep, but Kep still hard on his tail. Racing Green. What can he do here? Can he manage to get a can he get a bit of breathing space over Kep? Kep looking hungry at the moment though, isn't he? He's not letting him get away at all. Keeping that gap very consistent indeed. I think we might see a move from Kep down into turn one. Racing Green's going to have to cover that inside line, isn't he, surely? Kep actually thinking better of it then. But no, Racing Green's left the door well and truly open. Almost managed to get the move done there, did Kep. Oh, bit of a slide though. On the exit of turn 3. Into 4 now. He's going to get a better exit here though, isn't he? Oh, Racing Green. Yeah, he's going to lose that position. Kep's going to be up the inside now. Racing Green trying to hold it around the outside. Surely going to have to, yeah, he's going to have to concede that place into this turn. Too dicey. Maybe able to go for a move once again though into the corkscrew. He's looking for it. And he is up the inside, hard on the brake. Oh no, he's got it out of shape there. Kep returning through that position. Go on, Kep. Lovely battle going on between these two guys. Absolutely cracking stuff. So Kep manages to retain that 7th place for the meantime. Racing Green back down to 8th. I think these guys are probably going to be swapping positions for the remainder of this race. We're now on the final lap. see if Racing Green tries to size up a move into turn one. He's not close enough on that occasion. He's going to have to keep fighting for the remainder of this lap. But Gilles still in 9th place. He's keeping Alessandro behind him in 10th. CMP now in 11th. He's managed to get past Denz, I believe. So Denz up to 12th there. We've got Kellen now in 13th place. Zabi is 14th and Taz all the way down in 15th. Back to Taz. Kep now coming through the final turn. And he will take the checkered flag and the first win of the evening. GG's BX. Well done, mate. And the fastest lap there as well. And then we've got Zico. Zico holds on to 2nd place. Coleman in 3rd. GG's, lads. Yannick and Perry having a battle up to the line. It's going to be Yannick in 4th. Perry in 5th place. Capel takes 6th. Kep is going to take that 7th place. Racing Green 2 seconds off him in the end there. 8th place there for Racing Green. Gilles 9th. Alessandro 10th. CMP 11th. Denz will take 12th. Then we've got Kellen in 13th. Zavi is 14th. And Taz will bring home 15th place. Well, that was race 1, guys. That was a sprint race over and done with. We'll now be on to the feature ever so shortly. If you don't mind holding on for a minute, BX, I'm just going to go and grab my coffee quickly. I left it downstairs. I'll be back in a sec. I'm back. So obviously a reverse top 10 grid as always, with a rolling start. You can see a mixture of tyres at the moment. BX is going to be going with the softs, probably as he has done so far this season. Getting them out of the way early, and then we'll probably go on to the mediums or the hards. Racing Green looking like he may start on the hards. Got Kep on hards, Zico on mediums, Alessandro on mediums, Kellen hards, CMP hards, Shields hards, Perry hards, Coleman mediums, Taz hards. Gilles finished in 9th, didn't he? Did CMP finish in 10th? I think CMP finished higher up, didn't he? Might have CMP starting a pole. Finished behind. Just gonna results quickly. It was Alessandro. So Alessandro will be starting on pole. Gilles will start in second place. Then we will have Racing Green in third, Kep fourth, Capel fifth, Perry starts in sixth, Yannick in seventh, Coleman eighth, Zico ninth, and BX will have to start in 10th.
Is interesting.
Yeah, BX has done that so far all season, Ben. It seems to be the strategy that he's preferred. He runs the softs for obviously as long as he possibly can. It seems to make up position. It didn't seem to quite work out for him last week. So we'll have to see how it fares for him around Laguna Seca. Coleman has been on fire, obviously, as has everybody's been on fire. It's all to play for. Obviously, Racing Green having a really good debut. Yeah, Alessandro's been having a good run as well. Welcome, Ahmed. Hope you're doing all right, mate. Be good to see you back at some point. Right, so where is... Wait. Yeah, so Alessandro currently sat in fourth place in the championship. He's actually tied at the moment with Kep, his teammate. So the Lexus guys currently sat in third and fourth. Coleman currently sat at the top, but I think it's going to be an ongoing battle between him and BX for this season. I think it's going to be a fight up until the end, and I think Racing Green may be able to throw a spanner in the works or two as well, because he's also proved to be a very hard competitor for the top two. So Alessandro leads the guys down into turn one for the first time. Gilles has managed to take second place, is he? Oh no, Racing Green started in third place. Gilles started in second place. Oh, Racing Green losing the position now to Kep. Kep up the inside. Racing Green's going to have the inside for the next one though, isn't he? These two are having a fierce battle before as well, wouldn't they? Yeah, definitely, buddy. Well, thank you, mate. I appreciate that. Yeah, I might do the esports again at some point. I just, obviously Sunday nights can be a bit of a nightmare, and obviously with the esports finishing quite late as well, it's not always ideal. Kep managing to get the move done once again though, up into third place. Gilles unable to get away. Alessandro another 1.7 second lead over the rest of the field. Where is oh no, oh dear. Kep getting spun around once again. I'm not entirely certain what happened there. I don't really want to comment too much. It kind of looked like Racing Green maybe kind of a culprit in that, but there was a bit of a bottleneck through the turn, I think. So Alessandro another 2.6 second lead over Gilles. Gilles still holding on to second place. Racing Green now in third. In fact, he's not moved up a position or lost a position, still holding on to third place. We've got Perry now in fourth, Coleman is in fifth, Yannick sixth, Capel seventh. BX has made up a couple of positions, now up to eighth place for BX. Zico is in ninth and CMP in 10th. So Zico finds himself in a BRZ sandwich at the moment. Kellen 11th, Denz is 12th, Taz is 13th, Zavi is 14th. Kep now finds himself down in 15th place. Come on, Kep, we saw how good you came back earlier. Just try and keep it settled, dude. Let the stewards deal with it. I'm not a steward either, so I can't really... I just saw, it looked like three of you sort of went a bit wide and then all sorts of shenanigans.
Has some of the worst luck, man.
He does, doesn't he? Yeah, it's proper unlucky there for Kep. Alessandro is absolutely on fire at the moment. Look at that, he's managed to pull out 5.4 seconds already over the rest of the field. Gilles now holding up the rest of the pack. Coleman has managed to come alongside Racing Green. He's managed to get that position done as well. Done and dusted. Racing Green still trying to come along up the inside though. Actually squeezes his way through past Gilles, but Gilles managed to get that position back. It's all got a little bit heated in the lobby tonight, hasn't it? Gilles holding on to second for dear life. BX now in 7th place. He's behind Yannick there in 6th. In the second of the two. Oh, he's managed to get a position done already. In fact, no, Yannick was in the Genesis X. He's onto the back of Perry now, though, is BX. And who's that going up the inside once again? Oh, Racing Green, man. Racing Green just forces his way past Gilles there. Gilles now down to 7th place. Coleman is up to 2nd. And then we've got Perry looking for the move up the inside there on BX Royal, side by side. BX manages to hold it around the outside though. And he's up to 4th place as well. Yannick now down to 6th. Yeah, not sure what's going on in the lobby tonight. Everyone's put Stella in their cornflakes or something. Definitely a bit of argy-bargy going on. BX now well and truly onto the back of Racing Green though. And looks for a move. Ooh. He was showing the nose there to Racing Green. I thought he was going to go for a cheeky one up the inside. As we saw Racing Green do. It was on this turn there, wasn't it? BX is definitely going to... What is Racing Green doing? BX is through though. Racing Green trying to fight back. The BX is also on the soft compound, so should be able to pull away easily. So Alessandro still in the lead of the race, now by 7.7 second lead over the rest of the field. He's got the fastest lap at over 122.155. Coleman still in 2nd place. You can definitely see BX behind him now though, can't he? BX 1.5 seconds and closing. BX has come from 10th place all the way to 3rd in 5 laps. It's a 29 lap race, this one. So Racing Green at 2 seconds now off the back of BX Royal, holding on to that 4th place at the moment. Yannick there in the 5th. He's got a 1.5 second gap up ahead to Racing Green. Nice bit of breathing space over Perry in 6th place. Zico is now 7th. CMP up to 8th. Capel is 9th place, but he's got half a second penalty, so that will bring him into the clutches surely of Kellen. Kellen's not going to be far off him after Capel serves that penalty. Dent is now in 11th place. We've got Gilles in 12th. Xavi is 13th, Taz in 14th with Kep hot on his heels now. Kep looking for a move up the inside into turn 1. Gets it done nice and cleanly. Taz got caught a little bit wide there. I think he was out onto the marbles. Maybe feels a little bit uncomfortable on them hard compound tyres. Kep, however, now looking for the move on Xavi. He's putting the pressure on. Through turn 4 into 5. I think this would be 6. And he does. He gets the move up the inside there. Oh, there's a yellow flag up ahead. Not sure what that entails. Where is it? Who was it? Somebody slow up ahead. I think it's Gilles. I think Gilles may be having a moment. Possibly. His teammate Zico up ahead in 11th place. Now onto the back of Dens. There's only 6/10 in it. Zico hasn't got a lot before he'll break into that slipstream, and that will help him along the start finish and the approach to turn 1. The M6 looking like it had a slightly better exit, but here we go. Zico starting to reel Dens back in once again. I don't think he's not close enough actually to go for a move. In fact, I think there's a battle up ahead between Kellen and Capel. I said that, didn't I, with the penalty that Capel was holding. That has brought him into the clutches of Kellen. Kellen now trying to get the move done. We've got CMP there just up ahead of Capel. Like Capel, there's a better momentum through that left-hander on the approach to the hill, which pays dividends, doesn't it? Coming down through the corkscrew. He's now got a few tenths gap over Kellen. Kellen now 9 tenths off of him. CMP has got 9 tenths. In fact, stretched to a second now. Gap over Capel, so he's got a nice bit of breathing space there, but he's got 3.9 seconds he has to try and eat into up ahead to Perry. Perry's now 1.2 seconds off the back of Yannick. Is Yannick catching Racing Green though? It looks like he might be. But the hard tyres are actually starting to look fairly worn. Only 8 laps in. So it's going to be interesting to see how long these guys can take them. Look at BX's soft, so up ahead in 3rd place. He's now only got a 6/10 gap up ahead to Coleman. He's been reeling them in lap after lap. I think lap 5 when we last checked. He was about, how far was he behind? Must have been around 5 seconds or so behind, isn't it? So yeah, he's really working them soft compound tyres to their utmost. I think he's only got a few more laps left in them. Will he get the move done before he pits? Coleman actually on racing medium, so the front 2 on the racing mediums. The gap to Alessandro, it was about 7 seconds before, wasn't it? It's only around 6 now, so these two are starting to reel him in ever so slightly. Who's going to get the better run up the hill? Looks like it is fairly equal between the Porsche and the BRZ that time round. BX only closing by around, well, it's only a fraction of a tenth. A couple of hundredths. Still got another 20 laps to go. 19. I think maybe them softs have come to their expiry date. I think BX will be looking to get rid of them soon. He's lost a couple of attempts now to Coleman. And in fact, that last lap was a 1:23.1, so he is definitely losing time on them softs now. I think if I was his engineer, I'd be telling him to box. But then he's got to do another 19 laps, sorry, on whatever compound he chooses. I think it'll be interesting to see how long the mediums and the hards can go, because the mediums are about halfway, definitely on the Porsche. What will BX do? Will he box this time around? And he does. So he has in fact boxed. So Coleman has got a bit of breathing space now. Racing Green is going to move through up into third place, but BX is going to come out on a fresh set of tyres. So he will be able to work his way back through the field once again. Be interesting to see what tyre he chooses. I think he's going to go onto the hards. I think that's what he's been doing. I think he's been doing softs, hards. If my memory serves correctly. But Racing Green now 7.6 seconds off the back of Coleman. And then we've got Yannick and Perry. Perry onto the back of Yannick once again. Will Perry be able to get a move done? These two guys both on the racing hards. Or Perry gets a little bit out of shape there. He's lost some of that time he had. In fact, Yannick now for 1.4 seconds gap. Well, CMP was running up there with him though, wasn't he? Looking like he's going to be able to challenge him. Currently running in 6th place, so he's going to be bringing home some decent points. He manages to keep it here for the BRZ lads. You always want to try and aim a little bit higher, though, you know, try and get into the top 5 maybe, or even the top 3. We'll have to wait and see. Capel and Zico, looks like they're having a bit of a battle now. Zico's going to have a look around the outside. Almost. Definitely putting the pressure on Capel now up ahead in the GR Supra. Denz is now up to 9th place. Zico is there in a certain somebody just carved track. I'm sure. We had screeching tyres. I thought maybe somebody had had a mishap somewhere, but it looks like everybody's still going. Zico still looking for the move. Taking little nibbles here and there, trying to have a look up the inside. Capel keeping it very consistent at the moment though. Zico closes up once again. Obviously going to get a better run, isn't he? Up the hill. Is he going to manage to be alongside come the corkscrew? He hasn't quite got the grunt, has he? The RX Vision against the Supra doesn't quite have the top end, I don't feel. So Zico, well and truly, has got his work cut out, hasn't he? He's definitely going to have to send it up the inside into it. Oh, there he goes. And he gets the move done. Wow. In fact, Capel looking like he didn't fight it because he decided he was going to pit. So Zico will move up the order now, as will Denz. So Zico up to 6th place, Denz up to 7th as Perry, Capel, Kellen. They're all into the pits now. Wow to Kep. Like Kep having a bit of a moment there maybe. Through the final turn. It's like him and Gilles now having a bit of a battle. Gilles trying to hold him behind, hold on to that 8th place. These guys still yet to pit though. It's lap 13 now of 29. So Gilles is on racing hards. He kept actually on racing mediums. And he's managed to take them to lap 13 so far. When will he get rid of them? Be interesting to find out. Taz on the racing hards up to 10th place now. Xavi on the hards. So BX has come back out in 12th place. I think he's been out on the mediums now for a lap or two. Definitely an out lap and his first lap with the lead. Definitely looks like he's done 1 or 2 laps at the time. I mean, it looked more than 1. So chasing down Xavi now. Xavi is still yet to pit. So I wonder if BX maybe tonight is going to go for the 2-stop. It looks like the tyre wear is a lot heavier around Laguna Seca than it was last week. And we were yeah, I thought we were in Brazil. We were in Lagos last week. And BX is well and truly putting the pressure on Xavi now. Xavi holding that inside line. BX is going to get the switch back though. Is he? Oh, almost. Xavi tries to. Oh, that was. Interesting. BX now on a mission though. There's a tiny bit of contact there between him and Xavi. I think Xavi moved back over. He was defending the inside line and then obviously BX came.
They aren't in the same race, hello.
I know. It's a bit crazy. But he's still, you know, he's still racing for position, isn't it? Even if he's still yet to pit. I digress. BX is now going to move up to 7th place as Racing Green and CMP hit the pits. Xavi stays out for another lap. So we've got Denz up ahead on the Racing Hards, still yet to pit. Denz is there in 5th on the Racing Hards, still yet to pit. Then we have Zico, Yannick, Coleman on mediums, and Alessandro still on the medium tyres on lap 15 of 29. And Alessandro now into the pits. Will Coleman following him? And in fact, Coleman stays out, favours track position. He's going to become new race leader. But he is still yet to pit. So Alessandro put a new set of boots on. Yannick follows him in. Zico will follow in as well. As Denz heading that way as well. So Denz actually stays out. He fancies a bit of 2nd place. Oh, in fact, he almost didn't move up into 2nd place, did he? Because Alessandro was coming out of the pits. But he is, yeah, he's going to be up into 2nd place. He's going to have a fight on his hands though. Alessandro is on fresh tyres, fresh hards, however, which I think they do take a lap or two now to start to warm up. So BX Royal is now past Taz. Taz is down to 5th place. Taz still yet to pit. Guys ahead of him. The only person who has pit is Alessandro. How much time is he going to lose to BX? BX is obviously on the mediums. Alessandro has gone for a fresh set of hard tyres. I presume he's going to be trying to take them to the end of the race. Whereas I think BX think BX is going to have a second stop coming up. He might make me eat my words though. He might manage to somehow string the mediums out to the end of the race, but I think it's going to be very, very dicey. It's Taz now into the pits. He's going to drop down the order. So Alessandro is now closing on Denz. Denz is still yet to pit. He's on the racing hard still. He's definitely got a few more laps left in on them tyres if he wants to. He's got enough fuel in the tank as well. Through the corkscrew for the 17th time. Coleman now with a 25.4 second lead over Denz. Coleman looking like he might get a free pit stop. I think it's around 22-23 seconds around Laguna Seca, so he may come out 1 or 2 seconds ahead of Alessandro, who's going to be his closest competitor, or the closest competitor at the moment, because Denz is obviously still yet to pit. Alessandro has closed that gap now. It's around 1.2 seconds last time we checked. It is now 5 tenths. So Denz maybe getting a little bit of understeer now from that BMW. Alessandro looking like he was thinking about one up the inside before better of it. Still with a 3.3 second lead back to BX Royal. And as I say, I'm not sure he's going to be able to take mediums to the end of the race, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. And there he is, coming into shot now. He has closed that gap quite considerably. And once again, definitely gaining, isn't he, on the 2 cars ahead. Coleman stayed out again. I think Coleman's going to go on to the soft for 9 laps. Or is he trying to make it 8? I don't know. So maybe BX is going to be able to take the mediums up to lap 29. Alessandro still unable to find his way past Denz up ahead. BX is now only 9 tenths off the back of him, so Coleman is now into the pits. I think Denz is going to follow. He's just losing time here to these guys. They're unable to find a way past, but he's not gaining anything. And no, he's actually stayed out. Alessandro has a look around the outside. Plenty of space given there. BX is trying to get in on the action now as well. So in fact, it looks like the pit actually a little bit longer around Laguna than I thought. So Coleman doesn't have that magical window that I thought he did, but he's not going to come out too far behind these guys. He's only down to 4th place. I don't think he's going to lose that 4th place to Racing Green. Racing Green coming around turn 1 now. And no, so Coleman's out ahead of Racing Green. Maybe a little bit of a battle between him and Racing Green, but I don't think so. I think from them fresh softs, Coleman will surely be able to get away. He's got a 3.2 gap to try and eat into up ahead to Denz, but Denz is still yet to pit. So he's going to get that position free. He's going to move up to third with ease. But he has got a 4.9 seconds gap up ahead to the leader, who is Alessandro at the moment. So BX now up to second place, and he's all over the back of Alessandro now. What is going on? Has Alessandro had a moment somewhere? I think he might have done on them hards. And Dent is now into the pits. Coleman moves up to third place. Alessandro's going to cover the inside line. In fact, no, he doesn't. He's left the door well and truly open. Moving over to the apex. He takes the race in the line. BX follows him. Pushing him through turn 3. Approach now to 4, through turn 4. Neck and neck between these two at the moment. I think it's only a matter of time, but Alessandro doing really well at the moment to hold BX behind him. Oh, looks like Alessandro nearly buckling under the pressure. Definitely got it all. BX now looks up the inside. Alessandro opened the door. BX took the opportunity. Alessandro still trying to fight back though. Not quite alongside though, was he? He's had to slot back behind BX. He's looking for the undercut now. Not quite. BX getting the better exit there. But Alessandro a blinding exit. He's managed to pull alongside. He's going to be on the outside now into turn 1. Oh, BX just later on the brakes there. Beautiful stuff. Which is allowing now Coleman. Coleman is only 5 tenths now off the back of Alessandro. This is going to be a 3-way battle now for first place, surely. And Coleman is on that soft compound tyre as well. So Alessandro just opened the door up around the outside, but yeah, Coleman's not going to be able to find his way through, not just yet. Oof. Alessandro getting a little bit out of shape there. He's covered off the inside into the corkscrew, but it's like Coleman, yeah, he's managed to get it done around the outside. Alessandro's just going to have to try and hold on. But at the moment, the racing softs proving too much for that Lexus on the hards. And Coleman takes the fastest lap of 121.295. There's now only a 1.5 second gap between him and the lead, which, as we know, is BX. I don't think BX is going to give it up easily. But he is on very heavily worn medium tyres now. Coleman on relatively new softs in comparison. Only a few laps old. We've only got 6 laps now to go. Going to check in with the rest of the good. Well, we're going to have to stay on board for a minute, aren't we? Coleman is closing at a rate of knots. Yeah, BX doing a fantastic job of controlling the race at the moment. don't think he's going to give up that position easily. He's definitely going to make Coleman work for it. We'll come back to these two just a second. Oh, BX looking like he had a bit of a moment there. In fact, no, we'll stay on board with these two for just a second because there's only 2 temps in it at the moment. Coleman looking for an opening. And this could turn into a potential battle all the way to the finish. Oh no, no way. Oh, that's heartbreak for Coleman there. We saw him jump over the apex of the corkscrew. That must be where he's picked up that penalty, but yeah, that's that battle over now, isn't it? So we've got Alessandro still in 3rd place, 3.8 seconds now off the back of Coleman. Racing Green in 4th place, but he's got 1.3 seconds to deal with between him and Alessandro. Alessandro on a lot younger hard compound tyres, but Racing Green is on medium, so on a faster compound. We've got Perry in 5th place, Yannick in 6th, being chased out by CMP. CMP looking hungry in 7th place. What can he do in the second of the 2 BRZs? Not close enough on that occasion, but yeah, he's close right up on the exit there. Absolutely fantastic stuff there from CMP. He needs to keep on this charge in the final stages of this race. We got Zico now in 8th place. He's got a bit of work though to try and get onto the back of CMP. But he's got a lovely bit of breathing space over Capel. Capel in a bit of no man's land in 9th, 9 seconds up ahead to Zico, and 4 seconds, nearly 5 back to Kellen in 10th place. Kellen also with a 4.3 second lead over Gilles in 11th. Gilles and Dens looking like they're having a bit of a battle at the moment, and Dens actually on the softs. Will he be able to get a move done on Gilles? Both of these two guys were running in the top 10 earlier, both now out of the top 10, unfortunately. And with a bit of a gap to Kellen now as well. Taz in 13th, 4.7 seconds off the back of Dens. We've got Xavi in 14th and Kep all the way down in 15th place. Oh no, Kep. Oh, Kep, come on, man. So Coleman was right on the back of BX. He is now not on the back of BX. 1.6 seconds is the gap there. I think Kep maybe is Kep Parker. I think Kep struggled to get it going. I think Kep's going to write this one off this week. Just had a rough outing, hasn't he? Bless him. I do feel sorry for Kep. Yeah, Coleman looked like he was going to be in a position to try and challenge BX for the lead of the race, but BX has managed to create a bit of a gap now. Coleman maybe having a moment somewhere. Just the Kep just up ahead. So on lap 27 of 29 now. Coleman has started to close again, so maybe he was on a bit of a cool down lap. On that previous lap, 6 temps is now the gap. BX's mediums are looking, definitely looking a bit more worn than the softs, but the softs are starting to catch up now. I think they're definitely going to be starting to fade in the next lap or two. They're in that crossover period now, aren't they, where you start to lose the grip for sure. And Coleman actually with the flashing fuel indicator as well. Hopefully he's got enough fuel on board to get into the end of the race. But this battle for first place is starting to heat up now. BX taking the win in the sprint. He's trying to make it 2 out of 2, but Coleman not giving up that easily. Coleman obviously trying to keep the lead of the championship at the moment. There's only 12 points in it between these two guys. I do feel like them softs are starting to come to the end of their life now. We're on the final lap of this race. Oh, Coleman. I thought he'd lost a few temps there into turn 1. It sounded like he'd locked the wheels up a little bit. With a bit of a moment. Still on a charge though, he is bringing that time down. 5 temps is the gap at the moment. BX though, BX has been such a strong competitor in this round. Oh, Racing Green has finally managed to get his way past Alessandro. Or has he? Oh no, there's definitely... what's going on? Oh, and Racing Green's just pushed Alessandro off. Like, what is going on, man? I think there's definitely going to be some stewards tickets being posted this evening. We saw that one though, didn't we, guys? That was a bit rubbish, wasn't it? So BX takes the checkered flag. Coleman would take second place, and that was absolutely brilliant stuff there from Coleman. GG's, mate. Racing Green, third. Alessandro, fourth. GG's, buddy. Perry, fifth. Yannick, sixth. CMP is going to take seventh, and how close it was between them three guys. So we've got Zico, eighth. Capel, ninth. Kellen finishes 10th, Den's in 11th place. Taz is going to come home in 12th place. Gilles 13th. Zavi's out of fuel. Zavi 14th and Kep in 15th place. Well, that was round 4, guys. Spills, thrills and automobiles, and there was definitely definitely shenanigans aplenty, so I would hate to be one of the ALR stewards after this evening. However, for the most part, a good evening of racing once again. I feel really bad for Kep. Kep got on the wrong end of the stick a couple of times, didn't he? Bless him. Yeah, just a bit rubbish, isn't it? Anyway, we'll be back again next week, same time, same place. I've been your boy Vex. This has been a Tier 1 Racers from the Aero League Racing's GT7 Championship. This was round 4. Good night.